I don't know how I missed your email from Monday where you attached what we have on screen right now. But hey, let's continue on here with some lesson stuff. I am not speaking well today. I swear my brain sometimes it likes to embarrass me. Anyway, let's see. I'm just going to read it out loud so I'm not being you're not just looking at me being quiet. It says, I think I'm going to need some extra help on this one. Understand the principle of suspended chords being a substitute of your major, minor, third, and that they are themselves neither major or minor. I also think I'm getting the fact that in certain modes you'll substitute a regular 2 for a flat 2. That's correct. That happens in Phrygian and Locrian, yes. And the 4 for a sharp 4 in Lydian. That is correct. I think what is eluding me is when they're in certain modes, such as Locrian, why are they labeled as sus flat 2 instead of a diminished sus flat 2? Couldn't a sus flat 2 also be in Phrygian? Well, a sus flat 2 is in Phrygian. It's not just also in Phrygian, it is in Phrygian, which you put there. It's not a diminished because you don't have the flat third anymore. I suppose you could argue it makes sense to call it a diminished because the flat 5 would be considered. This is one of those things where it's like, why is it called a major? Why is it called a minor? Why is it called a chair? Why is it called a table? Somebody gave it a word, and we've been going with it, and that's really it. That's just best I can say there. So that being said, let's go through what needs correcting. Right here, you need to correct this name. That is not a suspended flat second. You do not have that there. You do not have a 1, flat 2, and a 5. So that name needs to be corrected. I'm not telling you what it is. Let's see. That is impossible to play. When you do these things, you have to play it before you tab it out. Okay? Or you can tab it out as you're going. But that's not possible. Unless you're holding it a very odd way, I don't know how you would. That's not possible to play. Every time you put one of these things in here, you have to make it playable. So you can argue, yeah, the notes are right, but you can't do that. You'd have to have a fifth finger. So fix that, make it playable. This is not a C suspended sharp 4. That's not correct. And I can't remember if I signed off on you filling in all the highlighted notes or not. But let's look at what you have here for this C compared to this C. Find the difference. What did you do different here? Maybe that'll give you the proper hint as to why it's wrong. Oh, in that case, yeah, both of those are incorrect. That's not a C sus 2, and that's not a C sus sharp 4. Both of those are wrong. This is not an F sharp suspended flat second. You also have a wrong note in here, so... Well, alright, let's put it this way. No, let's not put it that way. You named the chord it's supposed to be incorrectly, and the notes you have tabbed out are also incorrect, so that needs to be fixed. Make this different. I don't like having to try muting a string, and you don't need to mute the string anyway. There's definitely something you can do with that B string to use it, so redo that one. The notes are right, but again, playability not optimal. What can you do with the high E string here? So you used the high E string when you played in the key of C. Do it here as well. Put the high E string back in there. Use it. There's definitely stuff you can use on that string. And here, that is not an E suspended flat second. The notes you have in there, that is what you need for that chord to be in key. But that is not a suspended flat second. Also, there's something you can place on that G string to still use the G string. See if you can figure out what you can place on there so you can still use it and have the correct chord. So, hopefully you're taking notes as to what you need to fix. Rewind if need be. Pause and all that good stuff. So, let's see. Yeah, the only time you're going to find a suspended flat second is in Phrygian, because that's the only mode that has the combination 1, flat 2, and 5. That's the only place you're going to find it. It doesn't exist anywhere else in terms of the modes we are currently using. So forget exotic scales, because that's a whole other story. But for the 7 modes you and I are working with right now, the only place you will find a suspended flat second is in the Phrygian mode. It does not exist anywhere else. Okay. And yes, when you label a chord suspended flat second in Locrian, you've done it wrong, because that doesn't exist there. So, check your PDF, look at how it's actually supposed to be named. It's there. And any other questions, let me know. I will see you on Wednesday.